Bolingbrook. A suspect is now in custody.
Concession workers staged the one center just days before this week's Big Ten tournament.
Plus, Tracy's tracking wet and warm for the start of the work week.
ABC7 Eyewitness News at 7 starts streaming now.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Monday. I'm Terrell Brown.
And I'm Val Warner. Good to be with you. Here we are back at it again on a Monday, and this is the 6th day of March.
It's crazy.
Time is flying.
Yeah, it is. Let's go outside, see how we're doing this morning. So it's 43 degrees out there at O'Hare right now. Tracy, what kind of day are we looking at today?
Well, we're starting off with that cloud cover this morning. Had some rain during the overnight hours. Starting to see maybe a couple little radar returns trying to get going west of I-39. I would say between 9 and noon is when I would anticipate showers to kind of expand across the area this morning. And those showers, like I said, should be out of here as we get into the afternoon today. It is going to be a very mild day. And in fact, our average high today is 43 degrees. That's where we sit right now out at O'Hare. 43 degrees is that temperature out at Midway. 43 currently in Gary, 44 degrees right now in Joliet. You get 40 degrees out in DeKalb. Sycamore right now also at 41, 42 in Orland Park. Evanston at 42, Peatone right now at 40 degrees. And over in Indiana, we have very mild temperatures as well that are up into the lower end of the 40s. This afternoon, it's not just 40s. We head for the 50s, and we'll talk more about it coming up. Roz?
We start with a metro delay. This is going to be on the Milwaukee West line. Train number 2210, 20 to 25 minutes behind schedule because of mechanical issues. Now, as far as the expressways go, not that bad out there. We're averaging 30, 35-minute travel times coming in between the tri-state and downtown. We don't have any new crashes. Chopper 7 is over the Stevenson at the tri-state. That's actually the tri-state you're looking at through the work zone there. And really, we're not seeing any big delays in either direction on 294 over I-55. Val and Terrell.
All right, Roz, thank you. Authorities say 3 people have been shot and killed in a possible home invasion. This happening in southwest suburban Bolingbrook.
One of the victims we now know is a child. A 4th person was wounded.
Diane Pathu is live at the scene on Lee Lane. Diane.
Val and Terrell, police have now opened up the scene, lifting up that crime tape and removing any of the squads that were parked in front of the home right behind me. They have confirmed this morning that they do have a suspect in custody that they believe was involved in this situation. So police responded to this home in the 100 block of Lee Lane at around 8:15 last night for a report of a possible home invasion. Police found 4 people shot, 3 adults and 1 young girl. 2 of the adults, a man and a woman, were killed, as was that young girl. 1 woman survived and was taken to a local hospital. We talked to a neighbor who tells us off camera her son was playing video games online with the young girl at the time of the shooting.
My son was playing the game, and then he ran in the room and was like, "Mom, I think something happened to his friend." I said, why would you say that? He said he heard gunshot. They was playing a game, and then he heard gunshots go off, and then he didn't hear his friend anymore.
Again, police confirm a suspect is now in custody. No word yet this morning on any charges, on a possible motive, or the identities of the people killed. Terrell, back to you.
Diane Pathu. Diane, thank you for the update. This was breaking overnight. A 17-year-old boy was shot and killed in Chicago's East Chatham neighborhood. Chicago police say officers found the teen on the ground on 81st and South Drexel just before 10 o'clock last night. He was shot several times, all in the stomach. No one is in custody.
New this morning, a community alert from Chicago police. A man allegedly made an indecent solicitation of 2 minors last Monday on the north side. Police say the suspect approached 2 teenage girls in the 6700 block of North Clark Street in Rogers Park. According to the victims, who are age 14 and 15, the man spoke Spanish in a high-pitched voice and threatened to take them both. The girls also tell investigators the man was pushing a shopping cart and tried to block their path on the sidewalk, but they were able to run away from him.
This is what it looked like inside a Bronzeville consignment store. A car crashed right through the front door. This happened yesterday at the store called A Lot of Good Stuff at 47th and Vincennes, a few hours before the store was scheduled to open. The owner, Bonita Phipps, said she got there right after she heard about the crash.
When I saw the guy moving around and he was standing in front, I knew he didn't have any ill intention, that he was actually a victim in this situation.
The driver was not hurt. No citations were issued. Police say he was trying to avoid another car on 47th Street when he somehow veered directly into the store.
Services will be held this week for Chicago police officer Andres Vasquez Lasso, who was shot and killed in the line of duty last week. Dozens of people honored him over the weekend with a 24-hour walk on the south side. It began at the 8th District Police Station, where Vasquez Lasso was served. The group of first responders and Gold Star families say they know the suffering the fallen officer's family is going through.
The message was to show our love for the officers that are here, that are still dealing with the grief, and that are going to be for a long time.
Visitation for Officer Vasquez Lasso is Wednesday at the Blake Lamb Funeral Home in Oak Lawn. His funeral is Thursday at St. Rita on Western Avenue in Chicago.
At 6 past the hour, there's uncertainty at the United Center this morning. It involves concession workers. Those workers for Levy staged a one-day strike yesterday before the Bulls game against the Pacers and just days before the Big Ten tournament at the United Center. Workers are demanding better pay as well as health care and pension benefits.
I've been here for over 3 decades. April will be 33 years for me. And they do not give me health insurance. I do have health insurance, but I pay for it out of pocket, over $400 a month.
Levy says it is offering workers the opportunity to bundle hours between the United Center and other stadiums and health coverage to 85% of their employees. Another bargaining session is scheduled for tomorrow.
Now to the train derailments in Ohio. Today, NTSB investigators are expected at the scene of the latest one over the weekend in Springfield, Ohio. It happened just more than a month after the toxic derailment in East Palestine, Ohio. Both those trains owned by the same company. Here's our Liz Nagy. She's filling in on ABC's World News Now in New York.
This morning, rail company Norfolk Southern faces more scrutiny over its safety record after another train derailment.
This train was over 200 cars, which is 50 more cars than the East Palestine train. So the railroad's got a lot of questions they've got to answer, and they really haven't done it very well yet.
Dashcam video shows the moment a Norfolk Southern train derailed in Springfield, Ohio over the weekend. 28 of the 212 cars derailed, including 4 empty tankers with residual amounts of diesel exhaust fluid and common industrial products. Authorities say the crash poses no threat to the public's health.
Once we got crews in there, we noticed that there was no hazards leaking, no spillage.
The cause of the derailment is still under investigation. This marks Norfolk Southern's 4th train derailment in Ohio in the past 5 months, including the derailment in East Palestine, where a toxic waste cleanup is still underway. Since the February 3rd derailment, residents there have suffered from a range of symptoms, including headaches, anxiety, coughing, fatigue, and skin irritation. The Environmental Protection Agency has now ordered Norfolk Southern to test the area for dioxins, which can cause cancer.
Safety is our #1 priority. And as I stated earlier, our derailments, our mainline derailments are on the decline.
According to the Federal Railroad Administration, Norfolk Southern transports goods across nearly 20,000 miles of rail in 22 states and Washington, D.C. New legislation proposed by a bipartisan group of senators would require rail companies to notify state emergency officials if they're transporting hazardous materials.
Shouldn't take a rail disaster to get us working together like that, and that's what we're going to be doing.
On Thursday, Norfolk Southern CEO is set to testify in front of Congress about those recent derailments. Liz Nagy, ABC News, New York.
And back here at home, several cars were broken into this weekend in a Lincoln Park parking garage. It happened near Lincoln Avenue and Belden. You can see several windows were busted out. One man found the damage to his pickup truck when he went to the garage.
Went to put my bag in the back seat and just noticed there was glass was everywhere. They rummaged through the car, went through the glove box, all the stuff, threw all the stuff all over the car, and just ended up taking a couple pairs of sunglasses.
I'm not sure if they connected that.
No word yet on any arrests.
Happening today, Dr. Jill Biden visits Indiana. The First Lady will attend an event today at an Ivy Tech Community College in Valparaiso. She will talk about what the White House says is the Biden administration's commitment to improving the economy with good-paying jobs through career-connected learning programs. Biden is a longtime community college educator. She now teaches English at a school in Virginia.
Today is Kazimierz Pulaski Day. The holiday honors a Polish Revolutionary War officer. All government offices in the city of Chicago are closed. CPS schools are open. A ceremony to honor Pulaski will happen at 10 o'clock this morning at the Polish Museum of America in Chicago.
All right, well, your live and local news is just getting started as we stream out loud this morning. Coming up, who is in and who's out in the race for president?
Plus, former President Trump vows to continue his campaign even if he's indicted. Take you live to Washington, get an update on that on the way.
Tracy?
And weather-wise, well, today is going to be the mildest day of the week. What's in store for the rest of the week? I'll tell you next.
Well, there is more snow expected, and this is happening this week in the Sierra Nevada mountains in California. Meanwhile, crews are still trying to reach people stranded by snow east of Los Angeles. Here's ABC's Lionel Moise.
This morning, the historic winter for the mountain communities of California shows no signs of slowing down. Up to 5 feet of snow is possible in the Sierra Nevada mountains this week, adding to the 46 feet of snow the area already received this season. Thousands were without power over the weekend, with blizzard conditions and near zero visibility, causing accidents like this along I-80. It comes as people are still stranded east of LA in the San Bernardino Mountains, where up to 12 feet of snow fell from back-to-back storms.
This is how we have to get people out of the snow.
Volunteers handing out supplies as some people run out of food and gas. Crews desperately trying to clear away tons of snow, hampered by wind gusts up to 55 miles per hour.
This right here is a street here in the Valley of Enchantment community. It has yet to be plowed. Many of the cars, as you can see, still buried, making it very difficult just to navigate your way through.
Officials are warning some residents could be stranded for another week. Meanwhile, winter storms now heading east. Overnight, the Midwest hit with heavy snowfall covering these roads in Minnesota. That system now moving through the Great Lakes before hitting the Northeast tonight, making for slippery road conditions tomorrow morning. Lionel Moise, ABC News, New York.
Back here at home, we are in store for a couple of pretty fantastic days for this time of the year, Tracy.
Oh my goodness, are we ever? You know, many of us are already seeing signs of spring, which is 2 weeks away from today on our March calendars. But today, yeah, it's still quiet out there right now. There will be another round of showers that will be briskly moving through here this morning. Between about 9 a.m. and noon, I think, is when we do have some shower chances this morning. They diminish for the afternoon. The evening is just cloudy and still on the mild side. And look where we're going as far as these temperatures today, mid to upper 50s coming our way. Well, here's a look at the radar. Areas well west of Chicago, we're starting to see some rain becoming a little more widespread. And as we do look at the futurecast, again, Between 9 and noon is when I think there will be rain in the area. Here we go. 9 o'clock, start to get that rain becoming more widespread. We get closer to that noon hour and that rain will start to push into northwest Indiana, then finally diminish entirely. And we're not looking for a lot of rain, maybe a couple tenths of an inch of rain, quite possible. Right now, as we look at our current temperature, 43 degrees. 43 is the average high for today. Tomorrow, we are up into the low 40s. Yes, so tomorrow a bit cooler, but more seasonable. Wednesday, we are anticipating those highs around 40 degrees. For the end of the week, it turns colder. Yeah, just in time for the St. Patrick's Day parade. And also, this is the weekend. We spring forward with our clocks. Turn that clock ahead 1 hour, Saturday night into Sunday morning. Roz?
We've got a couple more delays on the Milwaukee West line. This all started with 2110, had mechanical issues. It's running about 25 minutes behind schedule. That train is now going to Express. 2212 and 16 are going to accommodate passengers, but there are going to be delays on those trains as well. The expressway delays are not that bad, 30 to 35 minutes. We don't have any new crashes out there, but we do have some tire debris southbound on the Tri-State near Willow Road, and we've got crews heading over there to pick it up. And then a couple of stalls out in the Oak Brook area in a lane of traffic. Oak Brook Terrace, Route 83 at Butterfield Road, and then in Oak Brook proper, we've got a stall at 22nd Street and Midwest Road. Val and Terrell.
All right, Roz, thank you. The 2024 race for the White House is starting to take place. Former President Trump vows to keep campaigning even if he is indicted. Meanwhile, announcements this weekend from two people thought to be running. One is in and the other is out. ABC's Lindsay Watts joins us now live from Washington with more. Lindsay.
Good morning, Val. President Biden now officially has a Democratic challenger. This as the Republican field is becoming less crowded. This morning, we're getting a clearer picture of the 2024 presidential race.
I am your warrior. I am your justice. And for those who have been wronged and betrayed, I am your retribution.
Former President Donald Trump speaking at the Conservative Political Action Conference, telling reporters he's in even if he's indicted. This as he faces state and federal investigations over his finances, classified documents, and the January 6th Capitol attack.
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't even think about leaving.
One of his biggest challenges expected to come from Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. DeSantis hasn't officially announced his campaign yet, but he's currently on a book tour with stops planned this week in key states Iowa and Nevada.
We have a big problem with the federal establishment in Washington.
Yesterday, Maryland's former governor announcing he won't seek the Republican nomination. Larry Hogan saying a crowded field could help Trump win. Meantime, Democrat Marianne Williamson announcing she will run again. The self-help author spoke exclusively to ABC's Jonathan Karl.
I don't see myself as running against Joe Biden. I see this campaign as challenging a system.
As for Biden, at age 80, he's the oldest serving president in U.S. history, but says he will run again.
My intention hasn't been from the beginning to run, but there's too many other things I have to finish in the near term before I start a campaign.
Also officially in the race, former South Carolina Governor and UN Ambassador Nikki Haley. Haley also attended CPAC last week, and while she did see some support, she was also heckled by Trump supporters. Val.
All right, Lindsay Watts, thank you so much. When we return, family members of a Vietnam veteran are reunited with the Purple Heart their loved one was awarded.
Eyewitness News streaming at 7 continues after a break.
An emotional reunion for family members who now have a Purple Heart Award that was lost for years. Army Specialist Kenneth Weist served in Vietnam and later died in Illinois back in 1998. Yesterday, Illinois State Treasurer Michael Frerichs returned the medal to Weist's family as part of a mission called Operation Purple Heart. The medal was in a forgotten safe deposit box and given to the state treasurer's office.
But what I do know is he would be so proud that he had us here to accept it in his honor.
And all 11 Purple Heart medals will be returned to their owners.
The St. Patrick's Day celebration has begun. Tinley Park held its 23rd Irish Parade yesterday. Nearly 80 floats headed from Central Middle School down Oak Park Avenue. Irish spirit in full force with performances as well as food and live music.
Looks like a good time.
Yeah, and it'll be the same in the city this weekend on Saturday as we
It's gonna
celebrate.
be crazy out here.
Absolutely.
All right. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Right now, we're going to join our Good Morning America viewers. Tanya will have a news update on TV, and you'll see that in just a bit. You'll see it here as well.
And when we come back this morning, a Chicago connection to National Read Across America Day.
Now, an update from ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Good morning. It is 7:23. I'm Tanya Babich. Bolingbrook police say a suspect is in custody after 3 people were found shot to death in a home there. It happened around 8:15 last night in the 100 block of Lee Lane. Police responded to a possible home invasion found 4 people shot, 3 adults and a girl. 2 of the adults, a man and a woman, were killed, as was the child. 1 woman survived and was taken to a local hospital. No word yet on any charges, a motive, or the identity of the people killed. Let's get a check of our ABC7 AccuWeather forecast. Here's meteorologist Tracy Butler.
Hi there, Tanya. Good morning. And some showers are starting to get going, mainly west of I-39. I think we'll see them overspreading the area as we go mid and late morning. But they'll be up out of here for the afternoon for the most part. Right now, 43 at O'Hare, 43 degrees out at Midway. It is 43 in Gary and 44 degrees now in Joliet. Today is going to be a day where we do have some showers additionally here this morning, mainly between 9 a.m. and noon. It is going to be a mild day with those high temperatures today up into the 50s. Tomorrow will be turning cooler. Yeah, in the 40s. We'll make our way to 40 here Wednesday. And then for the end of the week, it does get colder. By the way, time change weekend, we spring forward Saturday night into Sunday. We'll spring over to Roz after this break.
Now's the time for a healthy start. So let's move. Let's rest and recharge. And put our health first. Let's be well. To do that, let's eat well. Breathe deep. Find joy in the little moments. And do what we love with who we love. Together, let's live well. Advocate Aurora Health.
Good morning, everybody. We still have some Milwaukee West delays. Earlier, train 2110 had mechanical issues, 2212 accommodating passengers, so that one's running about a half hour behind schedule, and 2216 will also accommodate passengers. But the delays are not that bad on the expressways, 30 to 35 minutes tops. But we have backups northbound 55 and 53 with a crash.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Live look out there this morning. I mean, all things considered, not half bad today. 43 degrees out there right now. I mean, we're talking 50s, almost near 60 degrees. And then a whole lot of things change. Going to talk to Tracy about that in a little bit. Children across Chicago broke out the books for National Read Across America Day.
High school student athletes read to kids at Dulles Elementary School last week. The school celebrated its Race to Read program. Since January 1st, students there read for an additional 730 hours, a full 30 days of reading. In October, high schoolers donated thousands of books to Dulles, which didn't have a library.
Very nice.
Oh, I bet you thought that, you know, those young kids looking at high schoolers. I don't know if you remember when you were in elementary school and you saw high school kids, you were like,
oh my God.
They're so big.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Good for them, though.
Getting their reading in. Cool.
All right, coming up this morning, what Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are saying about the coronation, whether they're invited and if they will attend.
Plus, Trey Ward is live in the building this morning. He's competing at Dancing with Chicago Celebrities. And he's got a partner here with him. They're going to give us a look at what they've been working on. That's coming up.
You're watching ABC7 Eyewitness News at 7, streaming live now.
Bottom of the hour, here's a look at the stories that we're watching for you right now. Police in southwest suburban Bolingbrook say they have a suspect in custody after a shooting there left 3 people dead, among them a girl. Happened last night during a possible home invasion in the 100 block of Lee Lane. A 4th person was wounded and is in the hospital this morning. So far, no word on charges or a motive for this shooting.
Dozens of people honored fallen CPD officer Andres Vasquez Lasso with a 24-hour walk on the south side this weekend. They began at the 8th District Police Station where Vasquez Lasso served. The officer's funeral will be Thursday at St. Rita on Western Avenue in Chicago.
United Center concession workers are back to work. They staged a one-day strike before yesterday's Bulls game against the Pacers. They're demanding better pay, as well as health care and pension benefits. Another bargaining session is scheduled for tomorrow. Another walkout could disrupt services during the Big Ten tournament later on this week.
All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Val Warner.
And I'm Terrell Brown. Good to be with you this morning. Let's go outside, see what's going on. And 43 degrees out at O'Hare right now. Looks like we got a little bit of wind out there. Tracy, really nice day coming up today.
Yeah, as far as the temperatures are concerned, absolutely. We're still awaiting some showers that are going to be moving in here over the course of the next couple of hours. But right now, our temperatures are around the average high for the day. 43 degrees is the average high. These are our current temperatures at O'Hare, at Midway, in Gary, Kankakee right now, 40 degrees in DeKalb. You get 43 out in LaSalle. Now, this morning, primarily, and I've been saying much of the morning, between 9 a.m. and noon is when I think we'll see a little bit of an increase in some showers around the area, expecting those highs today up into the 50s. We'll go through the full forecast coming up in my next report. Let's turn things over to Roz.
And you know, a few more folks are starting to venture out there on the expressways because we've got travel times now averaging about 40 minutes between the tri-state and downtown heading into the city. And we've got a new crash on the tri-state northbound right around the Bensonville Railroad Bridge. We do have one lane blocked and it is quickly starting to back up. Not as far as the 290, but I suspect it will. And we're still looking at these delays northbound on I-55 approaching Route 53. That crash has been out there for a while. It was only 2 vehicles. And as far as I was aware, no major injuries, so I'm not quite sure why it's taking so long for them to clear it up. But nonetheless, just know that the traffic is backed up from Route 126. Val and Terrell, back to you.
All right, got it. Come on over here, Roz. Let's chat. This is what's going on today in the Talker. Is going to start with that slap heard around the world.
It has been a year, almost a year, since Will Smith slapped Chris Rock at the Academy Awards.
Yeah, and over the weekend, Chris Rock finally talked about it in a live-streamed stand-up special on Netflix.
Chris Rock on stage addressing the moment that shocked millions of viewers almost 1 year ago.
Y'all know what happened to me, getting smacked by Suge Smith.
The 58-year-old legendary comedian performing his first stand-up special since Will Smith slapped him at last year's Oscars.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Rock's special, Selective Outrage, is Netflix's first foray into live programming. Rock stepping out on stage dressed in all white, wasting little time talking about that now infamous moment.
You know what people say? They always say, words hurt. Anybody that says words hurt has never been punched in the face.
Rock choosing to avoid all the usual platforms and high-profile interviews, electing to spend much of this past year touring new material, often working in jokes and reflections on the slap. Saturday night, he let it all out.
And people like, did it hurt? It still hurts.
Rock touching on several topics in the first hour, including racism, Meghan Markle, abortion, and wokeness, saving his jokes about Smith for the end of his set.
Will Smith played Muhammad Ali in a movie. You think I auditioned for that part?
The comedian suggesting Smith's response to his Oscars joke about his wife was more about their relationship than him.
That we all been cheated on. Everybody in here been cheated on. She hurt him way more than he hurt me, okay? Okay?
Since the slap, Smith has repeatedly spoken about the incident, offering several public apologies for his actions.
So I will say to you, Chris, I apologize to you. My behavior was unacceptable.
I have to issue what do you call it? I don't know what I'm looking for. I was going to say mea culpa, yeah. Because remember, I said here last week that he is not going to address it. So I was wrong.
I forgot about that.
I was wrong, so you should have bet me.
Yeah, right. Would have won some money. Exactly.
Yeah, you should have bet me. But yeah, I was wrong. Not only did he talk about it, he did it in a very funny way.
Yeah, really funny. And I guess it took just seeing it again this morning. I forgot how hard Will Smith hit this man on that stage. So when he was talking about like being punched in the face, it really was almost like him being punched in the face up there. Did we hear anything that surprised us? And I haven't seen it yet, by the way. You have seen it, right?
Yeah, I did. I did fall asleep. I didn't see the whole thing, but I saw a good part of it.
Yeah.
And no, I don't think anything surprising.
No,
I mean, he kind of tiptoes around it, right? Like he gets close to being, hurt, and then he'll come back
and say something.
So it's like that's the thing I said earlier and a lot of comedians are very smart in how they put their shows together, right? And they string these jokes, as they call them, comebacks and fallbacks, where they have to like bring it back to this joke, and he'll be on to something else, but then somehow it comes back to this one. So there was a lot of that in there until I fell asleep.
How long was this?
I think it's close to 2 hours.
Oh, was it 2 hours?
It's more than, I don't know, but it was more than an hour.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so a whole lot to say. All right.
But he talked about, it was not, I mean, again, he talked about Meghan Markle.
Yeah.
He talked about
I
wokeness.
Yeah, I wanna hear that
you know,
too.
which is was very popular, of course, with the whole George Floyd movement. What was another part? There was a part where he was talking, I mentioned this earlier. He was talking about one day he was walking down the street and Lululemon says, you know, we don't support sexism. Don't paraphrase me. Sexism, racism, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I just want yoga pants. I
don't ask for all that.
$100 yoga pants who are non-racist. He said, I'd rather have racist yoga pants for $20. I fell out laughing. He was like, who wants $100 non-racial yoga pants? Give me some racist yoga pants for $20. So funny. He said, oh my God, that's hilarious.
And then he brought up, I hear Jay-Z and Beyonce. So I got to go back.
Yeah, and even the Meghan Markle stuff is very funny too, because we've talked about it. I don't know if we've talked about it here, but I know in some of my conversations, you know, after watching the documentary and whatnot, how she appeared to not know much about the royals. You know, she was like, H, I didn't know this, and H this, and H that. It seemed kind of weird. Like, how do you not Google them and find out?
And you're marrying a prince, right?
You're marrying a prince, but she was very kind of like, and then this, am I right?
Right, yeah. She was like, she was sort of surprised by this and surprised by that.
Yeah, and you're like, Google?
What? Right.
Yeah, so he makes fun of that too, which is hilarious.
That's what I'm doing this afternoon.
Right, exactly. Does it sound good?
You're ready to laugh. It has, you know, a lot of, it's very adult language.
Fine with me.
All of it. Yep, right.
Nothing I heard before.
No, it's very adult language. I will put that out there. There's a lot of laughs, but it's very adult.
We were talking about the royals just now, and so there's a new twist in the Frogmore Cottage saga. It looks like Prince Harry and his wife Meghan Markle will be invited to the coronation of Harry's father, King Charles. So a spokesperson for Harry and Meghan has confirmed that Harry has gotten email correspondence from the King's office about the coronation. We don't know if they're going to go. It's May 6th in London. If they were to attend, it would be the first meeting between Charles and his younger son, Harry, since all the tea came out in that best-selling book, Spare. Buckingham Palace hasn't said anything about this.
I don't know, you guys. Call it. What do you think? Do you think he's going to go?
Yeah.
You think he's going to go?
I think he kind of has to, right? I mean,
I would think so.
How do you not go to that?
I mean,
yeah, exactly.
But then all the attention is on them instead
right?
of the coronation. So.
And where are they going to stay? Because the house is gone, so the cottage is out. But I mean, also they have to go because I don't know who the heck else is going to this coronation. Remember all these, you know what I mean? It's
all
like
the people who
right, exactly. So another one we'll see.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was wrong last week. I'm keeping my notes.
So you don't want to bet some money?
Anymore, right. I don't make any more predictions. Part of me feels like, yes, they have to go too, because this is an opportunity for them to, you know, obviously an olive branch was extended to them to kind of bridge the gap and maybe smooth things over. So ideally, that would be best. It'd be nice to see them.
Just see them all
come
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we gonna be watching with tea. Eyewitness News streaming out loud this morning. We'll take a quick break. We're back with more in 90 seconds.
Good morning to you. Well, today our high temperatures are headed up in the right direction, if you ask me. We'll be well into the 50s, and our average high today is 43 degrees. Starting to creep in well west of Chicago, just to the west of I-39. There are some showers. Now we're starting to see some of these creep in kind of along I-80 as well. Now, as we look at satellite with the radar, we had a little break in some of the overcast skies. Now those clouds continue to fill in, and our futurecast does show how as we go through 9, 10, 11, we will have widespread rain in the area from basically the city west and south into northwest Indiana. I think by the afternoon hours, much of this is going to diminish. Right now, out at O'Hare, it is 43 degrees and it is overcast. A little bit of a breeze, enough to give us some wind chills in the upper 30s. Right now, 43 degrees currently in Gary, 43 degrees in Oak Lawn, 44 right now in Rosemont. We have 38 in Gurnee and 36 degrees now in Lake Geneva. Today, so between 9 and noon, there will be some showers around, especially from the city west and south. Highs today in the 50s. Tomorrow, low 40s coming our way. We hit 40 here Wednesday, gets colder toward the end of the week. Couple snow chances Friday and Sunday, and that time change, spring forward weekend is ahead of us. Roz?
Looking at the big picture, we are seeing 40 to 45 minute travel times between the tri-state and downtown. And the tri-state northbound still slow in that O'Hare corridor because of a crash that they're working to clear near the Bensonville Railroad Bridge. They finally cleared that crash northbound on 55 at Route 53, so that backup is starting to shrink, so that's good news. Once you get out there, hopefully it'll be even better. But we do have a couple of suburban crashes. This one is in Lombard. It's on St. Charles at Route 53, and we are seeing delays on Route 53 in both directions approaching St. Charles Road. We also have another suburban crash. This one is in Lisle on Route 53, just a little bit south of Warrenville Road. So be cautious as you drive through there. Emergency crews are on site trying to get everything cleared up at that intersection. Val and Terrell, back to you.
Alrighty, Roz, appreciate it. Thank you. We're just days away from this year's Dancing with Chicago Celebrities event. It's over at Navy Pier on Friday.
Now in its 17th year, the event helps raise money for breast cancer awareness.
And ABC7's Trey Ward and his dancing partner will be on the floor burning it up. They've been working on a big routine. Top secret, by the way. Nobody's seen it yet.
Check out Trey rehearsing his moves last week at the Arthur Murray Dance Center downtown.
And they are here. Trey and his dance partner, Summer Griffin. We're trying to watch the video, guys, see what you're doing, what you're up to, because nobody knows about this.
Right. Well, welcome to you guys, first of all. Trey, home, and of course, Summer, good to have you. Thanks for getting up early for us this morning.
I know, good morning.
That was just a little taste. Yeah, right? Just y'all just getting warmed up. How's this whole thing been for you, Trey? I'll start with you first.
Well, you know, for me, it's been more than 10 years since I've danced.
You danced?
I used to dance in college, and a long time ago. And, you know, and now I'm getting acclimated to, like, you know, building my stamina, doing it more than once, and like fighting through the pain that you get when you're doing it over and over and over. You know how it is. So, you know, it's just really been just so exciting to be back in that environment where you're like hearing the counts and you're sweating and you're happy that you're learning the moves. So it's just been really exciting.
Now, did you do ballroom dancing 10 years ago? Because I feel like this kind of dancing is a lot different than being able to dance.
Whoa, was that you?
There was a
we just had video. I don't know what we were looking at there. It's gonna come back.
Oh,
that's Val.
Oh, no.
Oh,
wait a minute.
Oh,
there he is.
There I am, to the left in all white. Oh, so that's the dance that I used to do, hip hop.
Oh, okay.
Are you serious?
And all white right over here.
Yeah, look at this. That boy cranking.
Oh yeah, those moves are a lot different than ballroom dancing.
Yeah. So imagine having to learn to like point your toe every 2 seconds, or you know, learning all of the little bitty tidbits when it comes to like doing the cha-cha. You know, being a dancer. Oh, I'm wearing my prom suit to the left right there. We did
all the way over with the pink vest.
Yes, that.
Whoa.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Trey, you can
this
move.
Boy bad, right?
No, I tried. You know, that was back in my heyday. I don't know if I could do that routine now.
look, you better get ready on Friday.
Well, you know what? Let's get Summer into this conversation. Summer, how has it been working with Trey?
It's been a delight. I mean, from first meeting, it's just been like a click. Like, we've been best friends and just laughing the entire time, and just being able to help him grow into this new form of dance has been so amazing.
Now, can you guys tell us what dance you will be doing? You don't have to tell us the who, but I know there's the cha-cha.
Give it away.
Yeah, so we have the cha-cha, we have the hustle, and we have a little jazz funk medley at the end.
Oh, and you choreographed this, so this was quite special for you too. That's quite a bit.
Yeah, it is. I cannot wait to see this. And actually, we are. So I don't think it's going to be the exact thing you guys are going to be doing on Friday.
Just a little bit of
Ooh.
a little
taste. Because we can't give it away to the competition who might be watching, and they might want to change their routine after seeing the champs. And speaking of which, this is a little dusty. This is what I want you to bring home.
Let me rub it a little bit.
This is a good look.
Oh my God, it's so heavy.
That's an oldie and goodie, just like me. That was 2010. Unlike you have all the confidence in the world. I was a nervous wreck, but it was so fun.
You couldn't tell.
Yeah, no, I was shaking in my boots.
You were getting it. I'm like, I need to get that. Like you were shaking. You were doing. There were moves.
Oh goodness.
Look at her walk out.
Was that? Were you walking? Was this Whitney Houston?
This is Whitney Houston.
Oh.
Yeah, but remember how you were talking about the slow walk and the turns and everything? There's Jimmy, my dance partner.
You look good up there, Val.
Look good. And she won.
Right.
Whoa! Do you know this dress? Wait, can you bring that dress back out? I'd like to wear that this weekend.
All right, so look, everybody, hang on for just a second. Going to take a quick break. We're going to get a sneak peek of what Trey's working on here in summer. It's coming up in just a little bit. Hang on.
All right, without further ado, we are in store for a little treat this week. Of course, Trey and Summer will be competing and dancing with Chicago celebrities this Friday, all to raise money for breast cancer awareness. And now you're going to show us a little sneak peek of what's to come this weekend?
Just a little bit.
On Friday?
Just a little bit. Just enough to get you guys excited.
Let's take it away.
Hey.
Can you hear it?
I sure can.
All righty.
3, 2, 1, yeah. Here we go.
Oh my goodness, that was
a little bit, right?
That's it, right? There will be
tiny bit.
So much more to come. And look who just walked in the studio, Roz Van. Roz, get over here really quick because I have to tell this quick story. That night, there were little vignettes and people saying things. And I was at Channel 9 when I was competing. But Roz Varon left me a message because I was a traffic reporter at that time. And, you know, Roz being a breast cancer survivor, do you remember that?
Of course I do.
You left me this message. I thought that made me even more nervous. I'm like, oh my goodness. Roz Varon is leaving me a message for that.
Yeah, I wished you a lot of good luck.
You did. Yeah, you absolutely.
Traffic people, you know.
She sure did. So it didn't matter that we were at opposite stations. Now look at us.
Right? And you danced in this too, right?
I did. A couple years, I was diagnosed in 06. I think I danced in 08.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Amazing.
See, it's been so long. Y'all didn't even know.
Roz, were you nervous that night?
Oh.
Me too.
So nervous.
Because it takes you completely out of your element, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, you know, we like to dance and, you know, but not
Like
that.
Like 1, 2, 3,
4, 5, 6. Yeah. But it was so worth it.
I'm thinking to myself, I just told you guys that I'm not really as nervous, but the more you guys talk about it, I'm like, wait a minute, we are performing in front of hundreds of people.
This is probably one of the biggest events. It's at Navy Pier for the first time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's right.
500 people already
Yeah.
coming, and tickets are still, you can still get tickets
And donate.
Who knows, there may be another 100 more people that want to just have a good time on Friday night, because it's the celebrities, there's a corporate dance-off, there's a pro show, it's a whole event.
It's a very good time.
It is such an amazing time, and all for a good cause, and that's what matters most.
It really is. I'm so glad you said that. And we don't want to pass along any nerves to you. We want you to go in there and be just as confident as you are. But there's the information on your screen right there. Friday, March 10th at 6 p.m., Navy Pier, the Aon Grand Ballroom. Of course, you see it on your screen, 600 East Grand Avenue. If you need more information, visit ABC7Chicago.com. Go Summer, go Trey!
Thank you.
We're so proud of you guys.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Lots of hard work.
Oh, tell me about
We'll take a quick break. We're back after this.
Eyewitness News streaming at 7 continues after a break.
All right. So you know what this means, right?
What?
This means that you have got to go back next year and reclaim.
No, you have to. We're just going to keep passing the torch
right,
here.
Exactly, right.
And you will do very well, my friend.
Tracy, Roz. That's going to do it for us, everybody. I'm Terrell Brown.
And I'm Val Warner. Thanks for watching Eyewitness News at 7 a.m. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
This has been Eyewitness News streaming at 7. Now, an update from ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Good morning. It is 7:56. I'm Tanya Babich. A warning today from Chicago police after a man allegedly made an indecent solicitation of two teens on the north side. The key Monday in the 67 Block of North Clark Street in Rogers Park. The victims, who are aged 14 and 15, say the man spoke Spanish and threatened to take them both. The girls also tell investigators the man was pushing a shopping cart and tried to block their path on the sidewalk, but they were able to run away from him. Stay with us. We'll check on weather and traffic up next.
Good morning to you. Starting with a look at the radar this morning because we do have some rain in the area. It is creeping in kind of along I-80, even possibly a little bit of thunder being reported down around Joliet this morning. So between 9 and noon is primarily when we have rain kind of moving over toward northern Indiana, may clip the city between those hours too. Right now, those temperatures are so very mild, and we'll look for those highs today up into the 50s. Roz?
Average travel time on the expressways is going to be 40 to 45 minutes. We're still seeing delays northbound on the tri-state through the O'Hare corridor, but the crash near the Bensonville Bridge is either on the shoulder or completely gone. All lanes are open, so that should start to loosen up a little bit. Got a couple of suburban crashes to add to the list. This one's in Bartlett. It's on Stearns Road, just west of Route 59. Traffic is heavy in the area. And then we've got one in Willowbrook at 73rd and Madison. Be careful because emergency crews are on the scene there. We're not seeing too many delays, but just be cautious as you approach.